Hi everybody, welcome back. My name's Brandie, and if you're new here, I have been vegan for a couple of years now, and don't let that scare you away. I live in a household with 3 kiddos and a husband who are definitely far from vegan, and they have no desire to be. However, that said, I am consciously looking for meals that will satisfy all of us and that will stop the mayhem from me creating multiple meals every evening. So if you're like me and the second the leaves change, you're constantly looking for new soup ideas. So you've come to the right spot today. I promise you this soup is kiddo tested and everyone loved it in my household, including the hubs. And it is a potato leek soup. We're actually using sweet potatoes with purple skin, and they're the coolest thing ever. They have this beautiful white interior once you peel them away, so they're like the magic sweet potato. And it really adds a little bit of sweetness that pairs really nicely with some hot sauce if you want to add that in after. So I hope you will stick around because I know that you'll really enjoy this soup. Let's go. We're going to start by taking 2 heads of garlic and chopping the top off. You're going to get this ready to roast the garlic in the oven. Hopefully you're not struggling as much as I am here. Finally, once you get to this step, don't do like I did. Make sure that you put it in some tin foil and make sure you cover it in oil, and then we're going to wrap it up tight and we're going to stick it in the oven at 350 for about 20 to 30 minutes until the garlic is really, really soft. Now we're going to take our purple sweet potatoes and peel off that beautiful skin and reveal those white potatoes. If you don't like sweet potatoes, I find that these taste much different and they're much more of a subtler sweet potato. They're still sweet, but they're very yummy, and no one will know that they have sweet potatoes in the soup. I'm wearing a Halloween dress here because obviously it was Halloween that day, and I wanted a really nice, quick and easy dinner whenever the kiddos came home so that we would be able to eat and fly out the door to go trick-or-treating. Next, we're going to take our leeks, which are underrated in my opinion, and we're going to cut off to the light green part and make sure that we cut the ends off, give them a nice thin chop, and then we'll give them a good rinse. Were probably some of the cleanest leeks I've ever seen. Typically, they're riddled with all sorts of dirt hiding in the in-between layers, but these ones were super easy to chop and to wash up, so the leek gods were shining down on me this day. anybody else have appliances or utensils that you've had since you moved out? I believe that strainer was the strainer from my mom's place when I moved out on my own. And I have a few other pieces as well that I could never part with. I digress. So now we're going to take 3 parsnips, and the parsnips, in my opinion, add so much flavor, and I don't feel like anyone really works with them as much as they should. It's perfect at this time of the year, so we're going to just shred the peel off of those, and we'll give them a nice chop. So here is that beautiful garlic that we cooked. I overcooked it a little bit that day, so do better than I did. Now we're going to take a little dollop of butter. I use, obviously, vegan butter, and the basil sticks are my favorite. I find they taste the best, and they're super easy to measure. So you'll just let that melt down. I'm using butter here instead of water, which I typically use, just because I find it caramelizes those root veggies a little bit better. So we'll add our leeks, our sweet potatoes, and parsnips to the pan. We'll put a little bit of water in, and we'll let that cook down for about 5 to 10 minutes until those soften nicely. Fun fact, when you add salt to your vegetables, especially if you're cooking onions and garlic at the start of a meal, it really helps to let out all of those juices and cooks it a little bit faster. Now we are going to take that garlic and just smush those bulbs right in there and mix it all together. So we put about 1.5 teaspoons of smoked paprika and a couple of really light sprinklings of cayenne pepper into this, just to balance out that sweetness from the sweet potatoes and the leeks. So here we have our chopped kale and our chopped parsley, and we will add that to the soup once it's cooked down for about 20 to 30 minutes until those potatoes and the parsnips especially are soft. And we will put the kale in and put the lid on it so that it can kind of steam, and it will cook for about 2 to 3 minutes before it wilts. I don't like it when it's really soggy. I prefer a little bit of a crunch, and that's why I like using kale over spinach in this recipe, but it's really to taste. Deliciousness.
Now we will take the juice of 1 lemon and we will squeeze that into our soup at the end just to brighten up some of those flavors. It really just gives some life to this soup and it makes all the difference. And we are good to go. So we just need to boil this up, and my daughter was in the background anxiously waiting for a bowl of this soup when she got home from school. Sprinkle a little parsley on right at the end. Just make sure you save some of that once you chop that, and we are done.
That's it. So thanks so much for coming along with me today. I hope you had a good time. I hope you had as much fun as I did. And if you end up making this to give your belly a little warm hug during this fall season before the snow comes, let me know how you enjoyed it. And I can't wait to see you guys again soon. Bye.